Before we begin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments if your own child betrayed you this way, what would you do? Because today's story is about a mother who thought she lost everything the night her husband died, only to realize her son's betrayal would cut even deeper than grief. And yet her silence, her patience, and her truth became the sharpest revenge of all. So sit down, take a breath. Because this story starts with laughter around a kitchen table and ends with a family broken forever. Gerald died halfway through a joke. He was stirring his coffee, smirking, and said, "If this powdered creamer doesn't kill me, nothing will." And then the spoon slipped. His eyes rolled back, and he collapsed forward, hard enough that his cup shattered on the tile dot at first. I thought he was choking. I screamed his name, shook his shoulders, fumbled for my phone. 911, my husband, he's not breathing. The dispatcher's voice drilled into me. Start compressions. Push hard. Don't stop, but the truth is, I knew. From the moment I touched his skin, I knew. Gerald was gone by the time the paramedics carried him out. The kitchen smelled of spilled coffee, broken porcelain, and loss. I sat on the cold floor, clutching my apron, whispering to myself, no, not like this. But it was like this, and that was only the beginning. Somewhere in that fog, I remembered Nathan. My boy, our only son. My hands shook as I dialed. It rang. And rang. Finally his voice. "Mom? What's up?" I could barely get the words out. "Nathan, it's your dad." He collapsed. "He's gone." There was silence. A pause so heavy I thought maybe the call had dropped. Then flat, almost casual. "Oh, today's Megan's birthday. We've got brunch. Can I call you tomorrow?" At first I thought I'd misheard. Tomorrow? His father was dead, his father, who worked 2 jobs so Nathan could go to college. His father, who once drove 6 hours in the snow just to watch his high school debate tournament at. And my son's response was, "Can I call you tomorrow?" I whispered, "Your father is dead, Nathan." And he said, calm as ever, "Mom, I can't just cancel on everyone. We'll talk later." Then, click. I sat on the couch, staring at the silent phone, realizing I had lost them both. 3 days later, I stood at Gerald's funeral. I clutched the podium, voice trembling as I delivered a eulogy. People dabbed their eyes, nodded, murmured, "He was such a good man," and over, the same whispered question, "Where's Nathan? Did he miss his flight? Was Megan sick?" But the truth was worse. While I lowered Gerald into the ground, Nathan was holding Megan's hand at some trendy cafe, clinking glasses of orange juice and champagne. He hadn't even sent flowers. That night, when I finally opened my phone, I saw the proof, an Instagram post. Megan in a pink dress holding a mimosa. Caption, "Best birthday ever. Love my hubby." The timestamp. The exact hour I was standing over Gerald's coffin, I threw the phone across the room. Grief turned into rage. And rage into resolve. Because if Gerald were alive, he would have said, "Find the truth. Cora, don't look away." So I didn't. At 3 a.m. I went to Gerald's office. The room smelled faintly of cedar and his aftershave. His handwriting still on the notepad by the desk. I pulled open the file drawers, searching, not even sure for what. And then I found it. A slim blue folder labeled Nathan transfers. Inside dash printouts. Bank statements. Wire receipts. $2,500 for Megan's medical emergency. $4,000 for apartment shortfall. Another $6,000 tagged simply. Vacation. Tens of thousands. Gone. And tucked in the back. A letter. Handwritten. Gerald's sharp, blocky penmanship. Addressed to Nathan. If you lie about Megan's expenses again, or if I find out you've used this money for anything else, I'll have no choice but to cut you off. I love you, but I will not let you take advantage of your mother's trust. Dad, the date? 2 weeks before Gerald died. He never mailed it. Dot and Nathan, my only son, had been draining us. The same son who skipped his father's funeral 5 days after the burial. Nathan finally came. Megan stayed in the car. Engine running. He stepped inside, restless, eyes darting. Mom, I'm sorry. I wanted to come sooner. It's just things have been busy. Busy, I asked quietly. Did you know your father tried to call you the night before he died? He froze, a flicker in his expression, then shrugged. I didn't know it was serious. I set the blue folder on the table. He glanced at it. His face tightened. Those were loans, he said quickly. Dad offered. You don't understand. And I slid Gerald's letter across the wood, folded it back, and whispered, he didn't mean that. That's when I knew. The boy I raised, the boy who used to hug me so hard I couldn't breathe, was gone. All that was left was a man who chose lies over love. I opened the door. My voice steady. I'll let you know if I need anything from you. He hesitated, as if expecting me to relent. Then walked out. Megan honked the horn twice, and they drove away. That night, I called our lawyer. Everything goes into a trust, I said. Every account. The house. Gerald's stocks. All of it, but not for Nathan. Not for Megan, not a cent. Instead, it would all go to Ava, my granddaughter. But not until she was 25. Strict conditions. If Nathan or Megan contested, they'd lose visitation during those years. And then I wrote Ava a letter. 6 pages. The truth about her father. The truth about her mother. About loyalty, about silence, about love. I sealed it in an envelope, marked to be opened on your 18th birthday, because my revenge wasn't anger. It wasn't screaming or lawsuits. It was silence. And legacy. The certified letter went to Nathan's house. 4 days later, my phone buzzed. Megan's texts poured in. Wow, classy Cora, you're unbelievable. Do you even care about Ava? I ignored them. Then Nathan called. His voice was low, unsteady. Mom, is this real? I let the silence stretch. Until finally, you tell me. He sighed. I didn't know Dad felt that way. My chest tightened. But my words were cold. You didn't know? Because you never asked, and I hung up. Weeks later, Ava knocked on my door. Grandma, she whispered, slipping me an envelope. Inside was a flash drive. Recordings. Dozens of them. Megan's voice. Sharp. She's manipulating everyone with that will. If Ava sides with her, we'll homeschool her until she cracks. Nathan's whisper. Just let Mom run her game. If Ava plays along, she can help us later. Megan again. If we push just a little harder, she'll break. Maybe we can convince people she's not of sound mind. I covered my mouth, tears spilling. My 12-year-old granddaughter had been secretly recording her parents. To protect me. In that moment, I cried harder than I had since Gerald's death, because Ava still saw the truth. The beige conference room smelled of stale coffee. Megan walked in, polished, rehearsed, accusing me of being unstable. Nathan sat beside her, silent. The mediator turned to me. I slid the folder across the table. The transfers. The letter. The recordings. Their faces went pale. The mediator cleared his throat. Mrs. Whitfield, do you understand these constitute grounds for fraud and coercion if pursued further? Megan's mouth opened, then shut. Nathan rubbed his temples. I just wanted peace, he whispered, and I finally looked him in the eye. You don't get peace from silence, Nathan. You get it from standing up when it matters. The trust stood. Ironclad. Megan didn't even come back into the room to hear the decision. 5 years passed. Ava turned 18. She sat across from me, letter in her lap. I want to read it with you, she said. Her eyes filled with tears as she scanned my words. When she finished, she whispered, Thank you for telling me the truth, for protecting me. Later that year, she showed me her phone, a video from court. She was changing her name to Coraline, she told the judge. After my grandmother, when her name was called at graduation, she turned, smiling at me. Nathan clapped from the back row, stiff, expression unreadable. Megan was nowhere. And for the first time since Gerald died, I felt stillness, because grief had taken my husband, betrayal had taken my son, but truth had given me Ava. And that was enough. So tell me, was I wrong to cut my son out? Or was it the only way to protect the one innocent person left? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And remember, sometimes the sharpest revenge is the truth.